A lot of people are looking to buy a house in Bloomington-Normal, but available homes are difficult to come by. Home sales fell nearly 20% of the Twin Cities last year. Bloomington realtor Minu Bhaskar is president of the Mid-Illinois Realtors Association. She tells WGLT's Eric Stock a limited housing supply and rising interest rates have cooled the market. Bhaskar says certain types of homes, though, are still selling quickly.
We still see that actually, that number. If the house is priced right and it is in moving ready condition, we are generating offers not in hours, probably a day or two now. In 2022, we were generating like on average listing probably 10 to 12 offers in less than 24 hours. Now that number has gone down. But we are still seeing multiple offer situation. There are a few houses I noticed has sat on the market for a little longer than what is should have been. And I went and previewed those homes and I realized the conditions of the house of those homes were not move-in ready conditions. So that has affected them. But other than that, we still have a lot of buyers.
Should a home buyer expect to take a home as is at this point? Should they expect to pay in cash?
We saw quite a high volume in cash offers in 2021 and 2022. Now that percentage has gone down, but we still have very strong buyers also with 20% down payment and 30% down payment. I think that is what we are normally seeing, and that is affecting buyers who have only 3% down payment. So the seller, when they make a decision, the listing agent also pay attention to the financing side also of the buyers. So I'm seeing a lot of first-time home buyers who don't have a lot of money to put as a down payment are losing in those transactions.
How do you address the so-called missing middle, what some refer to as gentle density? The Realtors Group recently took part in a presentation on that subject.
There are so many buyers who are sitting at the edges and they are not being able to move forward and they're losing in transaction because the affordability has become so high and the interest rate is so high, it is affecting them. So that missing middle is very, very important place for all of us to focus right now. If we can achieve or target that and achieve that, that will solve quite a bit of our issues with housing. Not everything, but at least it'll be a good starting point.
It does seem community planners want to see more of this zoning. Many residents, however, don't want it, at least not near where they live. There's perhaps some hesitancy from builders too. There's less profit margin perhaps on each unit. So how do you address that and win the political battle there?
Correct. So that is the very big challenge we are going through, because when I go and reach out to the developer, I said, why are you not building it? He said, I have a pushback. And those people goes to the city council meetings from those subdivision and demand these smaller pricing homes should not be built around our neighborhood. It will drain the value. To me, I think the solution should lie somewhere where we can convince the city officials, and then those city officials, when they will understand how important it is, and if these neighborhood people are approaching them and pushing them not to do that, they should be able to convince them that how important it is for our communities to provide this kind of housing. Time is changing. These home prices, which has gone up, are never going to come down. I think we convince them this is something they need to pay more attention and look deeply into it.
As we continue on Sound Ideas with Minu Bhaskar, a Bloomington realtor who is president of the Mid-Illinois Realtors Association, how frustrating is it to have the customers who are looking to buy, they're contacting you, they want to move here, and you're either not able to help them or not able to find something in their price range, and maybe you have to turn them away?
It happens not a lot, but it does happen now because they think our community provides a very reasonable housing price, affordability, which has been changed in the last 2-3 years. But to your surprise, Eric, we are still below average sales price from nationally. So we convince them and we keep making transactions and sales.
Going back to the zoning issue, there is a proposal in Springfield that a Chicago area lawmaker has introduced that would require zoning bodies of 100,000 or more residents, so not Bloomington-Normal, but Peoria and Springfield, that would actually ban single-family zoning. What do you make of that proposal?
I don't want to answer politically. I'm a very black and white person. To me, if there is a need, we all need to come together. It cannot be just the realtor or the developer or the builder or just the city officials. This is a teamwork between starting from the zoning from the city to the developers, convincing the neighborhoods, to the realtors, to the builders. How we can come together instead of putting anybody down, because if one person in this chain is not going to come together, it will take way longer for us to cover this gap or to provide affordable housing.
And what do you believe portends for the Bloomington-Normal real estate market for 2024? Not only the lack of housing and homes not being built as fast as certainly you would like, but also the fact that the interest rates rose for a considerable time to try to cool the economy and slow down inflation.
Last year in October, I went for a seminar and I heard the 12 months are going to be very challenging for our real estate industry for many reasons, So in 2024, in 2023, we did see a drop in our numbers, percentage-wise, how many units we have sold. Prices have increased, but units are sold less. Right now, what we are struggling is the real challenge. The sellers who wants to sell their home and buy another property are holding on to their homes because they have 3% interest rate. So our job right now has become more to educate our buyer and our sellers. This 3% interest rate is never going to come back, not in the near future. And I don't even know whether it can ever be come back to 3%, to be very frank.
Realtor Minu Bhaskar says she expects home sales to pick up in the spring and realtors will be busy again by summer. She spoke with WGLT's Eric Stock.